Hi, my name's Pat, and I've been with Writers Without Books for about 3 years now. I decided to write about transition points in our life, well, in my life, and the first one is called Memories of Childhood. Vaseline. It's a product that's been around since the 1800s, but for every young black girl from my Windrush generation onwards, we wince at the mention of its name. Why? Post-World War II, when our parents first arrived here to rebuild the mother country, and in a time before the £2 billion black hair and cosmetics industry existed, hair products were limited and fell into two categories. Men copied the cool Harlem hairstyles they saw in the papers with Brill Cream and Dax to slick back their short hair, and women had Vaseline. The unique thing about Vaseline, like Dettol, was that it was a bathroom staple used for cuts and bruises and ashy skin, but also it was the Sunday night menace. Up and down the country, thousands of curly-haired little black girls would sit on the floor between their mostly mother's legs, pinned in as they clasped their knees together to stop you moving. As they opened the blue lid of the Vaseline jar with one hand and produced the villainous, cheap, fine-tined aluminium comb with a pointed tip, designed for straight hair, in the other, which would gleefully rip its way through our knots, kinks and bed fluff. There was no escape. Monday was a school day, and Mum had no time to comb through a clutch of her daughter's braids in the morning, and if you struggled, you'd be hit with a comb followed by a shoops. Shivers ran through you as you waited for the sharp point of the comb to slice a parting through your scalp, apportioning your hair into two bunches. Fist unclenched and relaxed as you were fed the illusion of, well, it wasn't that bad. Then the raking began, as the point of the comb ran from Widow's Peak to Nape, as Mom would start to braid a cane row plait. It felt like payback for a week of childish misdemeanours. Unable to move and unresponsive to winces, grimaces and cries, the comb would rip through the debris collected by her hair from the last torturous time it was untangled. Then the soothing coolness of the Vaseline ran the length of the row. It was balm in Gilead until the task was complete. Oblivious to the face of a child full of snot and tears and a premature facelift from tightly tugged plaits, a look of pride would blossom across the face of my parent at the completed hairstyle of her freshly groomed child. The final humiliation, a tartan ribbon firmly secured to the ends, added in the morning just before we left the house. So, I am a Londoner. I've got a Brummy accent. I'm a Londoner, and I've really struggled between London and Birmingham. What is my home? And I wrote this poem called Two Worlds Collide. I live between two worlds, the home of my past and the home of my present. Disembarking at Euston Station, I feel the echoes of the ghosts of the past enfolding me. In my mind, I reinflate and re-inhabit the London me. Strident, head up, my gait and stride change as I walk with confidence. Home is coursing through my very veins. The wheels of my suitcase rumble behind me. I'm familiar with these streets, these buildings, the portico columns of St Pancras Church, the Palladian frontage of Friends Meeting House, the Victorian red brick facade of King's Cross Station. Momentarily, I'm lost in 1,000 memories that flood in as I descend the steps of the London Underground. Then, startled, as hurried bodies bump into mine, I'm brought back to reality. This aging body is suddenly overwhelmed by crowds, the speed and the noise. The infrastructure is the same, but somehow I'm not. The very pulsating energy of my city has speeded up and changed. I start to long for a deeper home, the home of my present. And as the train pulls into Moore Street, I see the lighthouse that is the rotunda on the skyline, the motherly beckoning curves of the pin-cushion building that is Selfridges. Beneath her, queues of people wait in the rain at the 50 bus stop. My shoulders loosen, and I accept that this city of Birmingham is my home. Its pace and rhythm chives with my own. People smile and give up their seats on the bus as if to say, welcome, we're family, auntie, sit down. The kindness pricks my eyes with tears. There's no need for battle armour in a place at peace with itself. Approaching home, I put my key in the lock of my door and reach my sanctuary, my refuge, my place of peace. As finally all tension dissipates, for I am truly home. Thank you.